big family tragedy has taken place in Bangkok. A 55-year-old grandmother has killed her 13-year-old grandson. She beat him to death while he was sleeping over a smallest matter of 500 baht. He was asking her 500 baht, and they had argument, and then she killed him in his sleep. Khun Jirivat, you wrote an editorial on this issue. What do you think this incident tells us?
This is quite unfortunate. This is the result of the dysfunctional family. And now the society is condemning the grandmother, but we should look at the cause of this issue and how the society can help fixing this problem.
Do you think it's a matter of society not equipped to deal with this problem, or is a cause of ignorance of society?
I think both of them. First of all, the grandmother who killed the boy. Some people thought that she's unfit to raise a child.
Yes, and
Because
she has some background as well.
yes, she has a history of violence. She was accused of killing her husband in 1993, but she was found not guilty by the court because it was her self-defense. So there was a question of whether this grandmother should raise a child, and there's no system, no social security system to check whether the parents is fit to raise children in other countries. And in terms of social ignorance, I would say that the Thai society have not addressed this issue sufficiently because people thought that the family business is of other people, it's none of their business.
Right.
And for people in the same family, they feel shy or feel embarrassed to talk about what went wrong in the family until the tragedy came out.
Well, you seem to think that this is not an exception. It's some kind of it's an exception, not the rule. But this exception seems to be growing into something that we should be worried about. Is that the case?
Yes, I think we should be worried about this because we have seen a series of violence by the youngsters. In this case, it's the grandmother, but you can see how one can contribute to this abusive
Yes,
violence.
and we have seen a lot of reports on domestic violence in Thailand. It's on the rise.
And also the student bros, you have seen student fighting and many domestic violence all the time, and the society does not have the structure to address this issue.
Well, I hate to ask you this question, but do you think Thai politics has anything to do with this? The increasing problem of domestic violence in Thailand?
I think they have some role to play in this because we have seen politicians on television, and when they could not find the compromise or they cannot reach the solution, they tend to fight. I mean, literally, they fought in the...
we have seen that on TV as well.
And people with such a high stature in the society should have shown the youngster they should have solved the problem in a civic manner, in a constructive manner, with reasons, with solid arguments, but we have not seen that.
I see. What causes domestic violence in Thailand? Is it the same thing that causes the problem in other countries?
I think the cause of abusive behavior are almost the same in any countries. First of all, people with history of parents who are abusive tend to have this bad influence, and secondly, people can be influenced by the friends, the schools, or their environment. And we also have seen soap operas of the media, films that show the abusive scenes, sexual assault or violence day in, day out. Even though the producer said, well, this is to show the children, this is not something that you should do, but
when you see that all the time, it's stick in here, right?
Yes, and they thought that it's become more acceptable.
Right. The last question, what do you think Thai society should respond to this incident, whether it's exception or the rule?
I think the education should start from early age to tell the youngster they should instill the awareness on this issue. And the education does not stop in school, but the support group people with similar experience. And the society, the media, the producers should be aware of the consequences that the movies or soap operas will have the influence on children. We have to address this issue together, because it would be sad if home, which is supposed to be the safe place for youngsters, turn out to be the scary place.